What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single video. As promised, I'm wearing my white quote-unquote wedding dress to celebrate the big day for Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans. Yes, she actually did wind up getting married yesterday despite allegedly calling it off the night before. And so this wedding, from the photos and videos I've seen, seems to be pretty much everything you could have imagined a Jenelle Evans and David Eason wedding to be. For starters, I just want to remind you that Jenelle and David have only been dating since September of 2015, and then they welcomed a daughter, Ensley, January of this year. So let's just get that out of the way. A lot of people are speculating that Jenelle might be pregnant or something like that, and while that is a very Jenelle thing to be, I don't really think that she is, just because she did have a baby just 6 months ago, so she probably still just has a little bit of a gut from that and chose a dress that wasn't the most flattering for where her body is quite right now. But again, you never really know. And also there were reports of her drinking at her wedding, and again, for a normal person you'd be like, whoa, that means that they're not pregnant. But seeing as Jenelle has no problem doing drugs with babies in her belly, again, it is 50-50 on that. But my personal hunch is that she's not pregnant at this very moment. Some things you'll notice if you look very closely at the photographs and videos is the landscaping is not quite up to par with where it should be, you know, when you're hosting a wedding at a certain venue, right? Like some areas are super patchy. Even as Jenelle and David are walking down the aisle, you see that like it seems really labored, their steps. And at a certain point, it looks like David is just dragging her down the aisle, and I think that's because the flooring was not quite settled or leveled or whatever you call it, and so it was difficult for them to walk without really sinking. And another thing, according to the Ashley, is that there were bales of hay to cover up areas where there were literally no grass at all. And you do see those in some of the photos and videos. Another thing that kind of stuck out to me was the fact that the wedding seemed to be pretty empty, wouldn't you say? Like there were a lot of empty chairs that you could see at the ceremony. And then when Jenelle and David are dancing, there's like almost no one there. And I'm showing you photos from different angles just so you know that I'm not just saying that or like trying to make her look bad or anything like that, but like from head on, you see there are not many people directly behind them. And then here's another angle where, again, not that many people. And also, what kind of people are these? They're showing up to this wedding in like shorts and just attire that does not seem very appropriate for a wedding. I know it's a backyard wedding, but still, you can dress up at least a little bit. A notable guest at Jenelle's wedding was her best friend, on and off again best friend, I should say, Tori, who had the audacity to wear white to her wedding. I mean, is that not wedding etiquette 101? Do not wear white to an effing wedding. Come on, girl. Another notable guest was actually a security guard for Jenelle on Teen Mom 2 who doubled as an officiant for the big day. I think his name is Andre, if I'm remembering correctly. He's been shown as being a really strong kind of father figure to Jace. So in that respect, it's sweet of him to have such a big role in the ceremony. At the same time, I'm remembering that Jenelle's got a pretty racist streak in her. Remember when she got mad at her ex-boyfriend, Kiefer Delp, who is black? She, first of all, outed him for like some traumatic things he experienced in his past and called him the N-word a couple of times. So I'm kind of like, dude, I mean, it's one thing to be friendly with her child, but to be friendly with this demon herself, no, I could not do that as a black woman. And I don't think he should have played that role for her as, you know, a black man, knowing that she's a racist, you know, piece of shit. I really want to get your opinions on something, you guys. Did you notice that David's young daughter, Marissa, had to carry Ensley throughout their vows or whatever? It seems like neither David nor Jenelle had like a party of like bridesmaids, groomsmen, best man, you know, what's the other thing for women? Maid of honor. Like, they don't have any friends or close family to fulfill those roles. That was pretty sad. And all I really saw up there was David's daughter, Marissa, carrying Ensley throughout the vows. And I was like, that's quite a lot for like, you know, her young, what are they, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old arms to do for that length of time. They had a wagon and everything. Like, couldn't they have a bassinet up there for Ensley to be in? It was really, really like, okay, guys, come on, you should have thought this through a little bit better. What happens if Marissa's arms get tired? Does she just put Ensley down on the ground, hand her to Jenelle? I don't know. Another thing I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the fact that Jenelle seemed to have slipped into some kind of a nightgown or something like that, or a night robe, in order to cut the cake with fiance David? They got a very country themed wedding. They danced to some Sam Hunt song. The wedding cake was also pretty, like, you know, country looking as well. And something that's been on my mind for quite a while actually is this image of Ensley and the rest of the kids. Kaiser was there, by the way, and Jace as well, going down the aisle. Like, is Ensley strapped to Marissa's back or something? Like, what was that? I didn't understand her positioning there. Or was she on Marissa's hip? Some people were Snapchatting and you could see like her guests were having a good time. Men were twerking it, shirts were off, people were double lighting up their cigarettes and everything. It seemed like a great little backwoods affair for Jenelle and her peeps. And I do want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Cosmix and Cario for these photos. Although I really love the tuxedo that Jace was in, I feel like the whole wedding was very David and not Jenelle at all. Like, Jenelle is not really a country girl, you know? She loves pink, like the brand. She loved leopard print. She used to have it on her steering wheels and everything. Like, she's not really a country girl to me. And she even said herself that she only got into country music because of David. So I didn't really see that much of Jenelle in this wedding, which is not surprising because Jenelle always morphs into her soulmates of the day. But at the same time, it's sad because this is your wedding. I mean, I know she's gonna redo it with the next couple of weddings and stuff, but when is she gonna have one that shows her personality in it? I think the only thing that was pretty Jenelle about this wedding was her dress. It wasn't very country at all. And second of all, her dance floor for her wedding was kind of random for the whole country scene. You know what I mean? So I guess those were the two elements of Jenelle that I saw in the wedding. And of course, the officiant being a close friend of hers and a sort of mentor to her son as well. But I am disappointed that even look, like Jace looked absolutely adorable, but like this was very Texan, like ranch ranger kind of a suit and stuff. Like, it just was not Jenelle at all. And I do feel kind of bad for her in that respect, that she doesn't seem to have all that much of a backbone when it comes to decisions being made in her relationships, despite her owning the purse string. You guys, Jenelle really did marry David, and I am 99.9% certain she was dumb enough to do it without a prenup. So here we are, and we all know crazy David is gonna knock her up with at least one more baby, of course, right? So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this whole entire shit-situation. And yes, I did say shit-situation on purpose. Leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more, feel free to share it with your friends as well, and follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.